Well, Jamie, on paper this has got fight the night written all over it.
It has, yeah. You know, this is one fight that I know both guys. I've commentated on both their fights before now, and I know Chris Peroni from HFFS. He's a real tough kid. He's one of the coaches down at HFFS as well. He's a very good kickboxer, but he's taking on Adil Hussain from FCPC, which you know a lot about, don't you, mate?
One of the best, possibly the best gym in the country. You know, Martin Stapleton, one of my ex-students, who's now a very good coach, Bellator fighter, TUF veteran. So, you know, there's some great, you know, the calibre of guys in that gym is just unbelievable.
Absolutely.
And I'm not counting myself there.
Yeah, within that gym, though, you've obviously got David Hodgkinson as well, which I know Adil's worked a lot of his hands on. Tell us a little bit about David Hodgkinson.
Well, David, his background's in amateur boxing, which, and when I discuss amateur and pro boxing, I don't think either is better than the other, especially for MMA. You know, I think they both got the benefits. So you'll see, Oggy, as we call him, has got an amateur style, very, very fast. You know, puts his combinations together well, that sort of thing. So I'd like to see Adil, you know, probably putting his shots together like that. And we saw a guy earlier, Osama Kapila, from a gym they said was Rochdale Impact Fitness. There is no other gym in Rochdale. It is Full Contact Performance Centre.
Absolutely, totally agree with that, mate. There's no, within the vicinity of Rochdale, there's nothing else.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
Totally
so
agree.
Here we have Chris Pieroni, though, landing a couple of nice shots on Adil. You know, on paper, like I said, I think this is a very, very evenly matched fight. Adil there getting the takedown into his own corner. Oh, there was 3 points of contact there with that knee.
Very good refereeing there by Brad Conway.
Yeah, very, very sharp refereeing. Yeah, you know.
Oh, he's dropped 2 points. So
right, and that is the actual rules on the unified rules. It's a 2 point deduction. It is a 2 point deduction for a strike, an intentional strike to the opponent. It's an automatic 2 point deduction for 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously, so it's down to the referee to decide whether that was intentional. But
yeah, well, what do they call it now? The way the rules work, intentional basically means you threw that strike at the opponent. So it doesn't mean you intended to do it while he was on 3 points contact. Right. It means you intended to hit him.
Which makes a lot of sense,
yeah. So unfortunately that is a 2 point deduction. So Adil has got his work cut out here now. But that was a beautiful right hand from Adil.
Yeah, so we've got Chris Peroni and he's got Adil in the clinch now. Let's see what he can do from here, because, you know, so far Adil has pushed the fight really well.
It has, but like we said, you know, this was an even fight, and now Adil's two shots behind, really.
Yeah. So he can kind of count out the first round no matter what he does here, unless he goes and stops him. But, you know, with going back to Chris Peroni, you know, he trains under Ian Muntsberger from HFFS, who was a protege of the Wolfslayer boys and trained under Tom Blackledge. Again, you know a lot about Tom and the Wolfslayer boys, don't you, Ian?
Yeah, like I say, yeah, very, very good guys. Tom Blackledge, Rob Broughton, close guys to me for you know, in Japan and America with those guys. The skill level there is just, you know, the top of the tree in this country.
Absolutely, mate. But, you know, so far, Adil he's taking this fight for me, so that would make it
beautiful
a 9-8
knee
round,
there, yeah, good solid knee. Yes, it would, yeah. You know, he's got his work cut out, but this will be a 9-8. And we've got some very good judges here, so I'm hoping that they will see the score there. But again, you know, maybe it was a close round. It was a close round. Obviously, there's a 2 point deduction if we forget about that. Chris Peroni did land some very good shots. You know, there we've seen him finish there with some nice straight shots.
He definitely did. If he was myself judging on that, I would look at that and I think Adil he took the centre of the cage, he worked harder, and I would say he probably got the 10-9. Obviously, taking away 2 points, so it is a 9-8 round. But we don't judge this fight, do we, mate?
No, thankfully not. I wouldn't want to judge this one, to be honest. It's, you know, it's very close, and it's hard when you've got guys, you know, both corners are from teams that you know.
So, how hard do you think it is having a point taken away from you within a fight? No, don't mind two, but even just a point. Is it hard work?
It does put the pressure on you, but you can go two ways. You can either just stay focused and keep working, knowing that you've got to work. You need to not let it be disheartening. You know, just forget the points have been done. Forget about that. Just carry on fighting and doing the best you can.
See, knowing you, I know for a fact if you got a point took off you, you're going for one thing, and that's putting someone on their backside, isn't it, mate? Yeah,
well, definitely. I think you're going to come out firing, aren't you? But I think you need to try and let it bother you as little as possible.
So tell us a little bit about Martin Stapleton then and the gym at FCPC.
Well, like I said, mine walked into my gym must be 8-9 years ago now at Quantum, and then they've opened up FCPC himself. Derek Cullen, a very, very top level judo guy, you know, good guys, and Oggy again, the boxing coach. The three of them have opened up this gym, and it is the best gym in the country. You know, not just facilities wise, but the calibre of coach. They've got Andy Aspinall, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. You know, they've got all these guys there. It's just such a high level. It's unbelievable. Hard to believe that it's, you know, 20 minutes from me.
But it's always good, isn't it, mate? So we're on to the second round now. Again, Peroni taking the centre of the cage, but Adil wanting to really scrap back.
Solid leg shots, but then he's getting caught with that right cross. You know, he seems to have a superior kick in, whereas Peroni's just taking it a little bit on the straight punches.
Yeah, I think, you know, Peroni's got a big kickboxing background. He's done kickboxing for a long, long time, and he's got into MMA over the past few years. But, you know, does that tell quite a lot from a 6-year-old starting as a kickboxer into MMA now?
Possibly. I think it's a nice background, and it just gets you used to, you know, the fighting mentality and the training mentality. You know, I like especially the young amateur boxers. It's a great mentality. You know, they get in the gym, they don't have to be told what to do. They just get in and work. Whereas I've had guys, you know, from a martial arts background who come in, and it's like they have to be spoon-fed it. You know, do this, do this, do this. You know, because they've always had an instructor there telling them what to do.
Yeah.
You know, the boxers get to the gym. The clock's going 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. They'll get in, put the gum shield in, they work a warm up, they'll work on the bags. They just can do it themselves. You know, it's a great mentality to have, I think.
Absolutely, mate. So we've got Peroni now in the top position. He seems to be dominating this round a little bit now. He's got to be very, very careful though, because Adil is very unknown off his back. You know, we've not seen much of it, but
I'd imagine, you know, training with those guys there, he's going to be, you know, he's going to know what he's doing. They're looking there for maybe the sort of Kimura sweep.
Well, it's a mixed martial arts gym, isn't it? And it's the new breed of gyms where you don't come in with a background as such. I know Adil has, but it is a mixed
looking for that scissor sweep there. He was very close to getting the scissor sweep. Yeah, that's right. You know, that gym is a pure mixed martial arts gym. You know, they're training MMA, and Adil would be good in every single range. But again, there, Peroni's passing the guard. You know, he's doing a good job here, controlling Adil.
I know Ian Munzberger from HFFS really rates Chris Peroni and has him as one of his coaches down at HFFS. Doing a very, very good job so far of nullifying what Adil's good at in this second round.
Yeah, showing good balance, good sprawl, you know, working his hips really well, pushing his hips down. You know, he's got Adil fairly trapped here. Going from the back into half guard.
He's picking his shots really well, isn't he? Every shot, he's not just throwing them, he's picking everything.
Yeah, and he's solid as well. He's got very solid punches.
Tall kid as well for a featherweight fighter.
So last 10 seconds, can Adil finish this on top? Or is it going to be more of Peroni smashing in these punches?
Regardless of the first round, that was definitely went to Peroni, didn't it? I think he was the dominant fighter there, Ian, where he threw a lot of shots and he worked well from the top position.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point messing about with this. Adil can only win if he finishes this fight. He's got to stop it.
Yeah. What do you think, watching Peroni in the first 2 rounds, how do you think the best way of finishing would be? Because so far he looks pretty good from every direction, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Adil's strongest point has been his kick standing, but when he's been throwing him, he has been leaving himself susceptible to the straight punches. I think, you know, Stapes and his Thai coach there in the corner need to be saying to him, look, you know, he needs to work those kicks in, but he needs to be very wary of the punches coming back, and he needs to throw punches of his own, because we've only really seen him throwing kicks. Yeah,
so we've obviously thrown a few punches as a good Thai boxer, which we know Adil is. He could go for a good knockout in this third round, couldn't he?
Yeah, I'd like to see that, or if he is going to go to the floor, he needs to try and get the top position himself. You know, he don't want to be stuck underneath for another round.
Yeah, Peroni's like I say, he's the taller of the two, and he's a very strong kid as well. But, you know, I anticipate this third round, and so far, Ian, we've seen a few fights tonight where the first 2 have gone one way, and the third has gone the other, hasn't it? And it's been a finish.
Oh, well, that's the beauty of MMA.
So, third and final round.
That's what I expected. Nice solid kick, but then he's going for the takedown now. He needs to finish this. He can't be half-hearted. He's got to finish, and he's fallen to his back.
But that's a bad position to be in now. And Peroni's going for that arm. He's locking that arm up.
And the tactics were right, but it just looked like he gave it up a little bit there.
He's got
the triangle. The
it.
triangle is locked on tight. That he needs to get his head up. He needs to posture up. Otherwise, this is going to be over.
And that's it. And that's game over. And that's a really, really good win for Chris Pieroni.
That is a very, very good win against two evenly matched fighters. Great work for Chris Pieroni. That
so far, fight of the night, maybe.
Very, very possible, yeah.
So you do the fight now? Me too.